Hey, we're here. I think. Yes, stream is up. All right. Welcome back. I don't know. I'm still processing how the stream from 2 days ago went. But it's good to be back. Good to be with you today as we move forward in our season simulation series. I am, of course, team site producer, managing editor Anthony Brew. To recap where we've been, Michigan sits at 5-4 in these streams, which would have Twitter losing its shit. I totally understand that. Would have the fan base losing it, and rightfully so. But these have been entertaining. I think they've been informing. It's been a good time. So, same deal as usual. You guys know the drill. I set the stream. I put the controller to the side. I watch along with you. So I have no control. Rosters are updated. I've made sure both teams' projected starting lineups are what they are supposed to be. So let's get into it, shall we? Got a light rain going on today. Night game at Penn State, as they typically are. Golden Mace is here. Score prediction 28-24 Michigan win. I like it. Cameron Stokes, welcome. Good afternoon. Phil Steele said our ceiling is 9-3 and our floor is 5-7. I would agree with that. Logan Evans, I was so sad there wasn't a sim yesterday. I needed a day off after that. But we know what the schedule is. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday has been how we've been doing things here. Need to get to a win today would put us at bowl eligibility. It will guarantee you a third stream next week. So if you want this series to mercifully come to an end, you should probably root for us to lose the rest of these games. But we just have to win one. But Penn State, Maryland, Ohio State, it won't be easy. So we'll see. So far, a good start. Later on in the stream, I'll show off my new purchase to everyone. If you're on Twitter, you may know what I'm referring to. Ben Crapel is here. Hello, Ben. Got this big ass water here. Got to stay hydrated. I think cramping may have been the culprit behind how the stream the other day went. Down the field. Tegan Johnson, what is our Big Ten record? I believe they are 3-3. Yeah, 3-3. Steven Cannon, is it me or does Sim JJ not throw deep balls? Sim JJ's thrown a few deep balls at least once every game. A couple big ones too. I think inherently this offense that the CPU is running doesn't throw the deep ball a ton. Oh. And again, if you're just hopping on, please throw a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There's been a nice little subscriber bump the last few days between these streams and what Steven's been doing, so help us out. Get rid of the ball, JJ. Good God, man. Yes, the stream is accurate. Steven says, okay, just seems like a lot of bullet passes. Yeah, I think it's just more the nature of the play calling in this game. Again, I think I know what I'm going to do with this after we're done. Because, I mean, if I'm the virtual athletic director, with the way this season has gone, I'm firing my head coach. What if, and this is exclusive to the people who are here right now, what if I did a sequel to this year where I take over as head coach and I play the games? Let me know what you think about that. We can have some fun with that. I mean, and we'll recruit, we'll schedule non-conference games, the whole shebang. That might be the play. 'Cause I haven't touched this game playing it myself since we started doing these streams. I just watch with you guys. So. All right. Good showing from the defense. Something that's funny that's kind of going around Twitter right now is I think Just Cover, the Just Cover blog, tweeted out that Lindy's has Michigan as the 8th ranked secondary in all of college football out of this year, which I have my Lindy's magazine right here. If I can find it. Hey, there we go. Come on, I just had it here. Ah, here we go. Unit rankings. Can you see this? Is it Michigan, number 8. The number 8 secondary in all of college sport, or college football. I'll read you what it says. This unit has teeth. I don't know what that means. Daxton Hill is a top safety who will someday be cashing NFL paychecks, while safety Brad Hawkins is savvy and a hitter. Cornerback Jamon Green made great strides in 2020. Ditto fellow corner Vincent Gray. And that just happened. Well, this has been 2 craptastic possessions so far. Can't have that. I'm not opposed to a quarterback change today if we have to. But if we change quarterbacks, we go to Alan Bowman. Because I like drama. What? James Littlefield. Hi, James. This might be a new name here. Maybe it's not. Maybe I don't recognize it. This is Stream 10. I'm also, forgetful. I can't wait for the new game. Me and my group of friends used to be very, very dedicated to an online dynasty. We started at Mac schools and worked our way up. It was tons of fun. Yeah, it is fun. Usually I start with Central Michigan, turn them into a powerhouse, and then let the rest of the country come for me. Come get your man. Joe Kirkland says, yes, I'm here for that stream. Sim. I think that's what we might do. I don't know when, but we'll do it. Go Blue, go Blue. Do you think that JJ would start if Cade gets injured or plays badly? I think it depends on when. Go Blue, go Blue. I think early in the year, it's probably a higher chance he might. Well, then again, I don't know. I mean, Alan Bowman hasn't practiced with the team yet, so if JJ McCarthy, this is why I keep saying, Alan Bowman is insurance for JJ McCarthy. If JJ's not ready, yeah, you're going to throw Alan Bowman in there. I just think whoever is, I don't think there's like politics or like a special thing that goes into it. I just think they play the guy that looks the most ready to them. I just heard my dog chomp on something, so give me a second. Alright, I guess my dog chews on screwdrivers now. That's a development. Cameron Stokes, how many yards do you think Donovan Edwards has this year? I mean, I'll set the over-under on yards per game for him at like 40. So I'll say 500 yards. That's my pick. Brandon Stone, isn't JJ doing exactly what would be expected? Why threaten to pull him for playing like a freshman? No, it's JJ's playing because it's the more entertaining option. But we have to win a game here soon. Then again, I'm the next coach of the program, so maybe I want all these games to be lost so then I can take over quicker. Dave Larman, question if not already asked, does the game allow for 2-point conversions? It does. And when EA NCAA returns in 2023, will all players depicted get money under NIL rules? I believe that the players, I assume, will be in the game if they opt into it. And I would assume there will be some kind of like blanket. This is where like, is there going to be some kind of college players union? I don't know, because that's how a lot of those things materialize. If anyone who plays Madden noticed that Bill Belichick isn't in the game, he's always NE coach. It's because Bill Belichick is not in the NFL coaches union, so his likeness is not in the game. So I would assume it'd be similar deal. Go Blue, are we winning? Yes, Michigan's winning 3-0. We're almost at the end of the first quarter here. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, I see a lot of debate about rushing yards in the comments, in the chat. I think they have too many. They might have too many guys there to get to 1,000 yards, like individually. So we'll see. I still have zero issue with them giving Hassan Haskins the ball 20 to 25 times a game. I have zero issue with them running the ball 50 times a game because I think that's where the strength of this football team is. I think it's what's going to help them win games is getting that run game sorted out and keeping those guys fed. So that's going to open things up for everyone else. You also got to be careful about the workload on those guys early, too, because, I mean, for every Jonathan Taylor that there is, there's a Zach Charbonnet, where I really do think that injuries took a toll on him in that freshman season. And here's where, because I'm seeing similar comments to it, this is where I think hiring Mike Hart was such a big deal too, in that I think that, and again, take away the fact that he was a Michigan guy, take away the fact that he was a star running back. I think that guy is just more qualified to do the job he has than Jay Harbaugh was, and the dynamic in which your running backs usually play, like. The position coaches are who put you on the field. The coordinator calls plays, and the head coach is kind of the overseer of all operations. So, do I think that having someone who's played running back, who knows how the position works, who knows the hot cold nature of how that is going to help Michigan? Yeah, and I think it helps too that Mike Hart's a pretty damn good position coach. So, for as much as was made about all the defensive changes this year. My dog makes a cameo next to me. Mike Hart might have been the biggest hire you could have made this offseason. Tavier Dunlap's going to get some run too. But I think you're going to see them run the football a lot. I'm sorry, I thought I saw that right? A running back just threw a pass. Speaking of running backs. There we go. It's nice to see someone else's quarterback and just stand there and get his ass beat.
That makes it 3rd and goal.
You know what it all boils down to, too, is that there's really too much talent at running back and really, quite frankly, at wide receiver as well to not find guys to be your best 2 or 3 playmakers at each position group. Tight end, I'm a little sketchy about. But... Ben is asking, what's the win and loss so far for this sim? Michigan, it's in the description, by the way, as is our social stuff and pertinent information. Michigan's 5-4, 3-3 in conference play. Losses to Washington, Wisconsin, Nebraska, and Indiana so far. Hold on a second, everyone. There we go. He's having a charging issue here. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay now. Maybe. Yep, it's plugged in. We're good. Sorry, weird stuff going on today over here. Brandon Stone, say Harbaugh gets fired and Matt Campbell is hired. What coaches, if any, do you think he would keep on staff? It's impossible to know. It's really tough to know. Given that Campbell's an Ohio guy, I would think you might see some guys come in with ties to maybe that state, or he brings people over from Iowa State. I think that Mike Hart might be a candidate for that. Again, I don't know, because I think that's probably more likely 2 years away than it is 1 year away. But we'll see. Oh my God, the drops. Johnson is the intended receiver on the play. That brings up third and 10. Nice little viewer bump here as I was plugging the laptop in. Welcome to the stream, friends. Smash that like button for me. Don't forget to subscribe. You can also find me on Twitter at Anthony T. Broom. All the Maize and Brew social stuff is in our comments section, or in our description below. James Littlefield, Mike Hart would be a carryover unless he took a job elsewhere. He's going to be a head coaching candidate. I wouldn't be surprised. I think that if Michigan finds itself in a coaching search, it has to be someone with experience in college and success in college. Someone who's a breath of fresh air, kind of brings a new little spice and flavor to the table. I do think it's long overdue for them to embrace the possibilities of what the future can be, instead of holding on to the past and slogans of the past and things like that. Go Blue asks, who do you think Michigan's most improved player will be? That's tough. I mean, I've been on the David Ojabo train for 2 years. I think that he has a chance to be, like a Josh Uche type of player. Blake Corum is a popular one right now. Chris Hinton's having himself a good game here. That's a guy who they need him to pop here soon. Same deal with Mozzie Smith. I think Roman Wilson is going to be a guy too, but Dave Larman has Jim Harbaugh, calls him Harbaugh here, his words, not mine, has he abandoned his Stanford offense, speed and space now. It hasn't been the Stanford offense for 3 years. Jim Harbaugh, Josh Gaddis has been the offensive coordinator for 3 years. He has carte blanche over play calling. He has installed a new system. Michigan hasn't executed it well and haven't called enough plays well. But, yeah, it hasn't been the Stanford offense. You look no further than Michigan hasn't had a good tight end in like 3 years to know that like it's not the Stanford offense anymore. Just because they run the football doesn't mean they're still running the Stanford offense. Just because they didn't become the air raid, they're not, things are different. You got to look more than just at the box scores for that. And I'm not picking on you. That's just people in general. Cameron Stokes says, I think we need to get someone younger than Harbaugh. We have younger assistants, but we need a younger head coach when Harbaugh is done. To me, it's less about age and more about someone who's forward-thinking and makes decisions with, the future of where the sport's going in mind. My biggest kind of issue with how Jim Harbaugh is, and Jim Harbaugh, for as many people that say he's stubborn and doesn't make changes and is too loyal, like he's turned over a lot of stones to try and make this thing work. Mark D'Antonio is someone who was too loyal, didn't change anything, and tanked his program. I think Jim's biggest crime is that the changes he's made have probably been a year too late whenever he's made them. As Michigan takes the lead here, touchdown Blake Corum. Nepstein says, I played for Toledo for a year. Matt Campbell's a great coach. He is a great coach. Iowa State is a Rutgers level program, and they could make they could win the Big 12 this year. And like I said, if they do that, I've said this on a stream here before, if Iowa State wins the Big 12, there's no price too high for me to say I want Matt Campbell. Because if Iowa State wins the Big 12, I'm not turning this into a Harbaugh thing, but if Iowa State wins the Big 12, they will have accomplished, Matt Campbell will have accomplished more in college really than Jim Harbaugh has. So, in terms of conference titles, again, I'm not trying to have that conversation today. I still think there's a path where Jim Harbaugh could be successful at Michigan, but it's also year 7, so. Brandon Stone says, am I alone in wanting more alternate uniforms and being way more open to actually wearing them? Like one a year is good for me, but you have the most iconic helmet in college football, in my opinion. Their home uniforms are God tier, tier A college football uniforms. If you want to throw out one a year, that's fine, but I don't need to. We've done the alternate uniform dance. Those Adidas uniforms. Ugh. James Littlefield, Matt Campbell will likely bolt for the NFL anyways. I think that would be a good hire for an NFL team. The Lions tried to do it. The Lions were ready to sign him to like an 8-year deal. And they wound up with that meathead Dan Campbell anyways. So, no, I think Matt Campbell has an extremely bright future. Dave Larman, if you could hire any current Big Ten, I'm assuming that means Big Ten coach right now for U of M, who would it be? It's a really good question. Will I get in trouble if I say Ryan Day? No, I'm not serious about that. He's not allowed. For as corny as he is, we're talking about a coach that read everybody poops to his football team. PJ Fleck just brings that extra juice, that the personality, the culture, confidence, and they would no matter who Michigan brings in, they're going to recruit well. So, but I just think PJ would kind of be, again, probably a bit of a carnival barker coming in like Harbaugh was. But I don't think personality is a bad thing. But we'll see. James Littlefield's hot take. Give me the swoosh back over the jump man. Yeah, I could take it or leave it. As long as they don't put like some Fig Newton sticker on the winged helmet, we're good. This sticker's inconvenient, but I do love Fig Newtons. This is a good question. Why don't we recruit Ohio anymore? This is from Nep Nepstein. It's like they gave up. I mean, Mark D'Antonio started to kill it in Ohio. Kentucky started to kill it in Ohio. Cincinnati was killing it in Ohio. Ohio State obviously kills it in Ohio. I think the approach that Jim Harbaugh and Michigan were taking is that I think that they wanted to take, instead of maybe getting one guy in Ohio, they were kind of taking the Moneyball approach in that, okay, let's look at some of these East Coast guys who might be 3 stars, and we might be able to, your Kwity Pays of the world, your Josh Uches, your, those type of guys. I think they should be recruiting Ohio. I mean, I think they're working on getting back to that, but I also don't have an issue with them going down into Texas and Georgia and Florida. Like, that's fine with me too. As Michigan takes a 10-3 lead into the locker room at Penn State. Pretty boring first half. But hey, take it. This is a good point from James Littlefield. You could argue Michigan hits better on a good amount of their 3 stars than they do on their 4 and even 5 stars. Yeah, that's... Go look at the 2017 recruiting class. Well, which reminds me, this is a good opportunity for this. I found something the other day. It was yesterday that is going to trigger both the Michigan and Michigan State fan bases. I went into a 7-Eleven yesterday, and I was out and about, oot in a boot, as the Canadians would say, and I stumbled upon this. It's a green and white hat. Hold it up a little closer. It's a green and white hat that says Michigan on it. And it was like $8. Too hilarious to not buy. And I won't wear this. I mean, I'll put it on now. I'll lean into the bit. But too hilarious to not buy. The idea that there could be a tailgate I walk through this year with this hat on and get the confused look. Like, it's a great icebreaker, right? No, it's dumb. It's hilarious. And after I tweeted out the picture, I had to just commit to the bit and get it myself. So it's here. It's here. cursed hat. Maybe that's the key. Maybe it gets us to bowl eligibility. We'll see.
Loss of 1 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 11.
Kurt Pittman says, just wear it into the press box at games to see what conversation it draws. That's not a conversation I really want to be a part of. Not in the press box. The dog here at Maize and Brew HQ, I think, wants to make a cameo again. So, come on. Hello. Oh, don't do that. Another good defensive stand by Michigan. Defense, it seems like it's played better in these streams as of late. 316. That hat needs an intervention before the season starts. It's cursed. There's something weird about it. It's magical. It's like I don't know what it is. Cameron Stokes, do you have any superstitious game day rituals, Anthony, for good luck? No, I'm not into that stuff. I leave my house, I get to the press box, I eat, I sit, I watch football, I write, I podcast. It's my day, it's my ritual. James Littlefield, while we were on the subject, MSU is a massive game this year. Tucker 2-0 against Michigan creates a ton of momentum for Sparty going into year 3. Have to win that one. I totally agree. I'm with you. Dave Larman, if you were a high 4-star wide receiver, would you commit to Michigan based on how the position has been utilized the last 6 years? I would, because I want to play with J.J. McCarthy. With that being said, the skepticism, I think, is justified. Also, they offer a chance for playing time. I mean, no one here has, outside of Ronnie Bell, no one's locked in this year. So if I'm a high 4-star or a 5-star guy looking for a place where I might have a chance to be featured, Michigan's appealing to me, a little more so because JJ is there. But then there's the history with quarterbacks. There's dating back, 16 years. You haven't had a wide receiver selected in the first round. No, these guys are going to school to get paid eventually. So. No, I did not say that Tucker is 2-0 against Michigan. I said that going 2-0, or him being 2-0 against Michigan would be a really bad look. Go blue, go blue. Sorry, I lost the comment. Do you see Michigan beating Wisconsin or Penn State this year? Just wondering. Probably not. Those are 2 losses to me, as Penn State ties the game. I think Wisconsin's a little too early in the season for them to be ready for that type of stage, and I just think that Penn State at night, knowing what we do about how this team plays in prime time on the road, I just don't see it. Kevin Johnson, do we see Dax Hill play to his potential this year, especially now that he has an actual position coach plus a new scheme? Personally, I think so. I think he will be put in. I can't speak to how well he'll play, but I do think he will be put in much better spots to succeed. Because I do think he's a Minka Fitzpatrick type. a versatile guy, a playmaker. Let him make plays.
Wilson returns the kick. Kickoff returns 28 yards.
Again, your reminder that put a like on this video, subscribe to the channel. All of our social media is in the description below. Record from previous streams in the description below. My Twitter is not in the description below, but you can find me on Twitter at Anthony T. Broom. It's Anthony T. Broom on Twitter. Nepstein. I think we'll get PSU for some reason, but I think we will lose one that we should win. Could see it happening. There's a lot of very losable games on this schedule. Cameron Stokes. Anthony, do you listen to 97.1 The Ticket? I do. I do. Contrary to how people feel about him in this fan base, I think Mike Valenti is very entertaining. Actually, Jim Costa subbing for Mike Valenti this week. Someone who I crossed paths with at Central Michigan. Great guy, I think, and someone to get used to around here. I think he's going to be on the airwaves in Detroit for a long time. And I took his, after he left CMU, I replaced him on his radio show, so a little bit of a link there too. Kurt Pittman says, I've heard a bit of the talk about Dax getting moved to corner if the starting corners can't keep up again. I'm not sure how to feel about that. I'll feel better about the corners if he's there, but then it creates a question mark at safety. I think Brad Hawkins is steady. I think he'll be fine. Makari Page and RJ Moten are two guys that they like a lot, and I think we're going to see them play this year. So, again, if you're someone like me who believes that this is the beginning of a 2-year reboot instead of win or everyone is fired, totally had that guy open by the pylon. Seeing more of those young guys play, I don't think is the worst thing in the world. Brandon Stone, your thoughts on the recruiting class so far? Seems like everyone is highly talked of, but the stars aren't caught up. Yeah, I don't care about stars. I like what the film shows. I mean, you know, what I do think that places like 24/7 Sports have kind of really shifted to with the star ranking thing is I think they base a lot of their evaluations when they put stars into it are, you know, in 3 years from now, does this guy have the best chance to be a first-round pick or whatever it is? Yeah, I'm not crazy about the, like, we know there are like 3-star guys that will commit to Michigan and then they'll get like that 4th star. I've always thought that's been a little bit shady. But when you commit to a big school, you have more eyeballs on you and people might start to see what the coaching staff sees. So I really want to get this one today, guys.
That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
Good stop.
Call it a gain of 3 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and inches.
25 likes. I'd love to get that to 30 if we could before the end of the stream. Maybe I'm just being greedy. I don't know.
The intended receiver on the play. That makes it 4th and inches.
Subscribe as well, too. Had a nice little bump in the last few days. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Steven. Shout out to everyone who's made that happen. Dave Larman says, I could see this team go 9-3 or 5-7 with injuries and depth making the difference. I don't think that's a hot take at all, my friend. I'm with you. Oh, 30 likes. See? I just need to keep bothering you. I'll take it to 35. Colton Carmody, who do you think will be the most improved player this year? We talked about this one a little bit earlier. Guys I would be talking up are David Ojabo, Eric All, Blake Corum. Those will be a few picks for me. Oh, sorry. Yawning here. Go Blue, go Blue. Do you think we'll beat Washington this year? I think yes. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a game where... Remember, like, during that stretch during the 2015 season, we're like, oh, boy, Northwestern's coming to town. That's a big game. And then Michigan just smacked the shit out of them. I could see that happening. D's nuts. Welcome. Let's see Hassan. Corum can't outrun their edge. Corum's quicker than Hassan is, but if we want to see Hassan, you guys better let me know because we got a fourth quarter coming up. It's getting a little late to make changes in the game. Steven Ostentowski is here, I see. Welcome, sir. We've been talking you up throughout throughout the afternoon. We love and appreciate your work here. All right, fourth quarter. Big stop. Huge stop.
That brings up 4th and goal. The field goal attempt is good.
All right, tie ball game here. Colton asks, why do you think we have struggled with quarterbacks? I think the first quarterback he recruited was Zach Gentry, who winds up playing tight end. Alex Malzone was in that same class. Not his guy. A guy who, I'll tell you what, go back and watch Alex Malzone's high school film. It was basically just him throwing the ball to Grant Perry. And Grant Perry wound up being fairly productive in his Michigan career. You go to Brandon Peters, again, 4-star guy, but raw. Still someone I thought that had promise, and it's still pretty surprising to me that things went the way they did for him. But again, raw, that's someone you missed on. 2017, Dylan McCaffrey. You can't keep that guy healthy. I don't know if that's a Harbaugh thing or if that's a McCaffrey thing, but they say the best ability to have is availability, and he was never on the field. Or he couldn't stay healthy. Took a couple shots to the head, so that's a bummer. Joe Milton, as raw as a freshly cut steak. I mean, just so many. I think what they were doing is recruiting these guys with tools and going, you know what? In 3 to 4 years, I think we can make him an NFL passer. Whereas I think the tide kind of changed with Cade McNamara in that, he's not going to wow you with the tools that he has or the throws he makes, but you just saw a guy who looked like a Power 5 caliber passer on his high school film. And that's not to say he'll be a star, but I just think he can be someone that just runs the offense and can make the throws. I think guys are capable of doing that coming out of high school now. JJ's the same way, except he's, the talent's a little more flashy on paper, and he's a 5-star guy. So that's where I think it's gone. There. Ooh. Kurt Pitton makes a good point here. He says Michigan hasn't had a single quarterback get better from one year to the next. That's the worst thing. You're right. They had a chance to do that with Shea Patterson. They should have changed offense. I will bang the drum for this. They should have changed offenses when Shea Patterson came in. Because then maybe he struggles that first year and then everything explodes in year 2. Again, it goes back to me. All of these changes they've made have been a year too late. It's frustrating. But we'll see. It's another year where you have a quote-unquote returning starter. We could technically call Cade McNamara that, I guess. But Dave Larman, no one seriously believes Maryland is on par with Michigan this year, right? I mean, it depends on how good you think Michigan actually is, if you think last year was a fluke or not. I think Maryland last year, it seemed like every time Maryland was starting to figure it out and get hot, they'd have a game canceled because their opponent had COVID. Tua's brother is good. Raheem Jarrett is extremely good. That has the chance to be one of the best quarterback wide receiver duos in the league. And if you're a team like Michigan, knowing what we do about their cornerback situation, that's scary to me. I think that Maryland would have beaten Michigan last year if they played. We'll see. It shouldn't happen on paper, but it's not about what's on paper. I mean, Michigan could have been in a couple college football playoffs if you just go by what's on paper. Lyle Knight says Peters at Illinois is better than Shea Patterson. I'm sorry, that's one of the most ridiculous things you could come on here and say. Shea Patterson gets shit on because he didn't become Russell Wilson, but he was fine. He was okay to good. He should have been more. I totally agree, but you're not watching the games if you think that Brandon Peters is better than Shea Patterson. I'm sorry. It's not personal. It's just how I feel about it. Wasn't Rudock better at U of M than at Iowa? Yeah, he was. He was. It took him till late in the year, but we saw improvement week to week with him too. Yeah, no, that's he improved. Jim Harbaugh got him to the NFL. It's his most impressive coaching job to this point. Colton Carmody, do you think we had dipped too much in the transfer portal for QBs, and has that hurt guys that we actually recruit? I don't think so, because the reason they've dipped into the transfer portal is because the guys that they've recruited aren't ready to play yet. And that goes back to the guys you recruit and the way you're developing them. I mean, when 4-star guys don't develop, that's on you. I'm sorry. They can't all be busts. Some of it's on you too. But when they don't, this is a program where you have to win. You have to win now, and several years into a rebuild, I shouldn't say that. Several years into a coaching regime, there's absolutely no reason to. There's no excuse for the lack of development over 7 years. So, Rolly Eggert is here. Holy cow, it's tied. Finally got a break from work. We'll go blue. Sounds good to me. Enjoy your break. Oh, that could have been bad. Steven asked, isn't Shea top 5 in yards at Michigan now? I think he might be, but, good God, what was that? It's a good point from James. He says the transfer portal stigma will wear off. Ooh. Okay. Transfer portal stigma will wear off. No one cares if the guys do well. Yeah, do you think... why don't you ever hear people bitch that Lincoln Riley only ever dips into the transfer portal for quarterbacks? Right? Don't hear that. Don't hear that complaint. Because the man hits on everything. Ryan Day hasn't developed a starting quarterback since he was Ohio State's head coach. See how ridiculous that sounds?
That's a gain of 7 on the play.
All right. Honestly, the way these streams have been going, I'm fine with just running clock and kicking a field goal. Or Donovan Edwards can score a touchdown. That works too. I can smell it. I can taste it. I can taste bowl eligibility. And as the stream does, the ball does something weird. All right. 43 seconds, 3 timeouts. I need all of your positive energy. I need your likes. I need your subscriptions. I need your following me on Twitter and Anthony T. Broom, following all of our socials in the description below. Can there be another stream where I have a mental breakdown at the end? Is that going to happen? Tune in to find out. 39 seconds left. If they're going to run screens, I like my chances here. Here's one thing I can guarantee you. The bowl game, if we get there, game's not over yet. It will not be against Florida. In fact, oh no. Oh no. I'm not going to talk about bowl games right now. All right, here we go. Pressure. That's your player of the game today. 3 sacks from Chris Hinton, all huge. I don't know why they're not using a timeout here. This is pretty stupid. Oh boy. I can taste it. Get there. Get there. There we go. Is that a fourth sack for him? No, it's David Ojabo. See? We got this. Victory! We're going bowling, folks. We're going bowling. It might be the Pizza Bowl. It might be the Gator Bowl. It might be the Music City Bowl. It might be the Poinsettia Bowl. I don't know where it is yet, but guess what? James Franklin did what James Franklin does best. He pooped his pants with game management. Clock. Guess what? Michigan wins. 6-4. We're going bowling. You know, why don't we just ride this momentum into next week? Maryland at the Big House on Monday. Tuesday is the Ohio State game. Thursday, we're going bowling. And we're going to have a party here. We're going to have a party. And then we'll see what happens from there. Is this enough to save virtual Jim Harbaugh's job? Probably not. Who's to say? But guess what? We're going bowling. That was the goal from the start. That's all that matters. I have simmed through this season before and gone 4-8. I've seen them go 3-9. We're not doing that here. We're going bowling. So, here's the deal. Subscribe to the page. Hit a like on this video. We're bowling. We're bowling. We did it. We're bowling. Socials are below. Podcasts are wherever you get your shows. Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher. You can follow me on Twitter at Anthony T. Broom. We'll go through our stats here real quick before we get out of here. It's good to feel happy over something that doesn't matter. It's in short supply these days. Well, they had J.J. McCarthy aired out today. 26 for 42, 314 yards. It was a rough day running the ball. Pretty balanced day passing the ball. 5 sacks. Don't like that. Chris Hinton. Player of the game today, Chris Hinton. 3 sacks. Saved the game. Jake Moody's still perfect. Brad Robbins is perfect. You're all perfect. You're perfect. The viewers are perfect. I'm perfect. We're going bowling. Feels good. All right. That's going to do it for me today. 6-4. Feels good. It doesn't feel good. I wanted to do a bowl game stream, so we're going to do that now. Depends on what they do these last 2 games. Right now, bowl projections, we're kind of looking at maybe a San Diego Bowl, maybe one of those lower-tier Florida Bowls, but hey, we'll see. But thanks for watching. This is fun. I enjoy this. So I'll have the Q&A podcast up tomorrow. That's going to do it for us today. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.